Welcome back, class. I'm Matt, your guide here on Whycalibur, and we are playing the Banner Saga. And the puppy's asleep. So we've got, I don't know, maybe half an hour until he wakes up and starts chewing on things and peeing on them again. Alright, only one place we can go. I think we're still in tutorial mode here, which is fine. I'm sure there's still a lot to learn. Vagnir. God, Zubin, you're looking ancient. Comes of being old. If there is Vagnir, there must be Hakon. Must there? Still beating tributes from the poor and stupid, you old yox. At what age do you lose a sense of shame? Jornder demands it. I'll take that over lingering to death in Grofheim. Speaking of, I had no sense that you were so far from home. Just returned from Arborag, in fact. And glad for it. I'm not going to remember all these voices. The King's Whelp. The King's son, Ludin. Don't you know, Scrivener? We visit his capital, he visits ours. It's how you make alliances these days. It's a miserable waste of time. Yes, Hakon has it. I'd almost forgotten. It's a good thing you're around, Hakon. Then you're going to Grofheim? I have the distinct feeling I finished my business in Strand and was heading there myself. We should caravan. We should. Give it a day. In better circumstances, I'd drink a week away, but let's just be done. Find me tomorrow, at the gates. What he's trying to say is the prince is a delight to behold. Where is Morger? Hakon! Help him find a place to put up the warriors. I'm heading up to meet the governor. Guess I'm off to find Moger. See you in the morning, Scrivener. I'll be alone. Oh my. Taking a spoiled prince home with us, that should be fun. Weariness suddenly settles in and you chuckle to yourself about what an odd day it has been. One of the governor's men at the Great Hall could find you a place to sleep. On the other hand, if you're going to join Wagner's caravan tomorrow, it might not hurt to share a drink with Hakon, or introduce yourself to the prince they spoke so highly of. Let's meet the prince. Is this the right place? Oh, enter works too. Find the prince at an inn. Guards blanket the building, including a sharp-eyed varl who must be working for Ludin. A woman in red eventually waves you over and stands nearby, arms crossed. Greetings, Prince Ludin. Yes, you're with Wagner? I don't remember you. Not exactly. I've known Wagner a long time. I'll be joining you back in Grofheim with my guards. Ludin looks up for the first time. The woman doesn't react. Why? I work for the king, carrying ties to the capital. We crossed by chance. Oh, a tax collector. Fine company. What do you want? Ooh, I like to record history. A viral historian. Aha! Don't you already know? Your king and mine both have been practically trumpeting it throughout the cities. I've been on the road a while, I'm afraid. Ludin takes a deep sigh. Whether tired or ungracious, you aren't certain. Maybe both. Probably both. A formality, mostly. Wagner came to our capital in Aberang, and now we go to the Varl's capital in Grofheim to cement this grand alliance for the next age of men and Varl. You sound unconvinced. There's no need for it. And it's damned cold up here. In the sense he's struggling not to complain outright, you take the opportunity to excuse yourself. Well, at least you had some graciousness not to complain outright. Let's grab a drink. Scrivener! Find Hakon in a meat house surrounded by other Varl. Strand is no stranger to Varl, but rarely sees this many. Hakon waves you over. Went straight for a flagon? Wagner's the one who agreed to pass up a drink. I wasn't invited to the governor's hall anyway. You already missed the massacre. Every year I make the rounds collecting taxes. Every year it's the human settlements that give me trouble. No surprise. What this time? When I got here, the Great Hall was already full of bodies. We added a few more. Ha! Humans. I guess if I only lived as long as a Yak's fart, I might be desperate to make something of myself, too. It's not too late to start trying, Hakon. Hakon let slip a low chuckle. Any Varl could recount his deeds, known as he is for cutting a swath through Dredge at Vognir's side in the Second War, and regularly since then. Down here I'm a glorified bodyguard. You might have a point. Just another reason to get back to Grofheim. Soon enough, I imagine. We drink until the mead house becomes overbearing, then step back into the cool air outside. No dialogue choices there. Alright, so that's everything. Back to the Great Hall. At dawn, you're awoken by a delivery of goods. Ooh, the day has increased. At least you think it's dawn. Damn hard to tell with the sun that never moves. The governor's crest adorns the supply leathers. All there, just as promised, to your mild surprise. You wonder if Eric had anything to do with that. Your guards take the treasure wagon down to the gates. Vognir is already here. A while later, Ludin and his men appear, groggy and disheveled. They got 20 more renown. Moger steps forward. Vognir's quartermaster, if you recall correctly, in charge of his unwieldy entourage of warriors. You know him only in passing. He asks if you're ready to depart. We're ready. We follow Moger and join the others. Usually the smaller doors set into the gates would be enough to enter or leave the city, but the town guards have been told to push them open entirely. They mutter things under their breath that are best not heard. Perhaps the governor expected you to draw a crowd, but there's nothing of the sort. Just frustrated, tired people. It summarizes Strand well as a whole, you think. Where to next? That's Strand. Here's our caravan. Oh, this is so gorgeous. Look at that. What's this up here? We're gonna go there someday, I bet. This is a way house, perhaps? What's going on? Oh, okay. Days are increasing. Options. Oh, nothing new there. Over the bridge we go. Can't move the screen, but why would you want to? It's so beautifully animated. The caravan stops for the day. A gift, says Moger, cracking on mead casks. Cracking open mead casks. From our gracious friend, the governor of Strand. Hours pass with raucous laughter as the mead is passed throughout the camp. Sure, let's toast to Vognir. You raise your drink, toasting the alliance between Man and Varl. The others join in. Ludin's expression is like a stone wall, but the others laugh at your exaggerations. Eventually, you sit down beside Vognir. Let's have a chat. Thanks for the speech, slurs Vognir. Looks like you didn't have to miss out after all. Thanks to Moger, I thought the damned governor would never shut up. Did he give you the history of his entire family? He tried. Then he asked me to clean up his mess. For your benefit, turns out. I'd have given the job to you too. Gods, there's no joy in politics. Speaking of, what happens after this business with Ludin? Hopefully the boy goes back to Arborang, on his own, and I can take out some frustration on Dredge or something. Starting to sound like Hakon. You don't like the life of a diplomat? Ha ha! Don't you miss the fight, Ubin? You down your meat instead of replying. Vognir slouches and shakes his head. There's no great joy in killing Dredge, but this... Pretty sure this nonsense is some scheme between the two kings to force some kind of lineage. Used to be warriors would follow you for what you've done. Isn't that why they follow you now? Is it? Or is it because I'm the next in line? These lines are getting muddy, old Varl. They've always been muddy, Vognir. Vognir stares into the campfire, lost in thought. You leave him to it. Your eyes groggily, the campsite a casualty of merriment. Moger is already kicking warriors awake when you spot Ludin stalking in your direction. Sidestep sleeping bodies. Better wake up, you nudge Wagner. You're needed. Ah, it's Luden. Always a pleasure. You look well rested. Wagner releases a caged yawn and receives a hard-eyed stare in return. How long to Grofheim? Ah, we're only 2 days out of Strand, you know. Come, I'll show you on a map. Oh man, I'm gonna see a map too. Move over, Prince Luden. I need to see this map more than you do. I wonder if that's a game mechanic. They're purposefully using Luden as an excuse to show the map to me, the player. They are! Oh, what a shot. Alright, click and drag the map to look around. A portrait icon shows where your caravan is in the world. You can also click on any location to get some history about it. Ooh. When you're done with the map, click the X at the bottom of the screen. Karl's Fjord. The fjord splitting off into Varl territory was named after Karl, the only Varl, Karl the Varl, to ever become governor of Strand, albeit only for a short time before the title returned to the human families whose ancestors originally built the city. Vetterfell. Named Bad Weather, the gales that blow in from the bay and around the mountain peaks keep Vetterfell in a generally unpleasant state. What really cemented the name was the kind of person who would live there. Men cast out from Strand for one reason or another with nowhere else to go. As close as anything comes to a bastion of racial tolerance, both men and Varl compete to scratch out a living in this, the biggest trade city along the west coast. Many people still believe the god Dengler still watches over it, granting good fortune. Cool. And we are heading along the river. Some historians have speculated that the Red River was simply a counterpart to the Blue River, named by unimaginative explorers. Anyone who fought in the First Great War can tell you that it's where the Varl and mankind came to an impasse, neither side able to get a foothold, the river so full of corpses that it ran red. Oh, nice. Are we taking the Wandering Road? At the end of the First Great War, the Varl had more to contend with than mankind to the south. Above the Brattabak peaks, the lands crawled with furious, war-minded dredge. The first Varl king, Einar, led the entire Varl race across the snowy fields of the Wandering Road, sweeping away dredge as they went, before forming the first Varl kingdom at Einartoth. Cool. Crown. The long snowfields, tall mountains, and sparse woods of Hraun used to be the gathering place of dredge during the Second Great War. As Varl pushed them ever northward, they took the land and settled it themselves, preferring the cold expanses over the warm, busier lands of men to the south. Now the territory is almost entirely Varl. Cool. Oh boy. I don't even see where we're supposed to be going on here. Sigerholm, Reinvik. I apologize to my Nordic viewers for butchering your language. Feel free to correct my pronunciation in the comments below. Grofheim, that's where we're going. So we're probably not taking the Wandering Road then. Most likely we're going to go up here, past the Two Spears and the King's Barrow. So we'll need to go north through Vetterfell and the Hanged Man. Curious formation of a peak straddled on two sides by natural passes. The singular snow-capped summit between them stands lonely and alone. Lonely and alone. The Brattabak Peaks. When the first Varl warriors trudged north to discover new lands, the Brattabak Peaks were thought to be the edge of the world. Their summits often disappear into the clouds, and, unlike other mountain ranges, a pass-through was never found. That is until the Varl King Einar had the Bura Pass built, a bridge that takes 3 days to cross. I bet we'll be crossing that bridge. I wonder if we'll stop here at Sklid? Slide? One of the forts built by the Varl in the relentless push to hold back the dredge. While that role would eventually be replaced by Stonehorn to the north, Slid stood for a long time as one of the few strongholds keeping the dredge at bay. Coming up here past the Varl's March. The Cradle of Grofheim is named as such for the belief that each Varl worth buried in Kingsbarrow becomes the bones of the mountains, eventually forming a new peak along the range. The size of each peak, it was said, would vary depending on the worth of the Varl. That's a nice belief. King's Barrow, not within stone crypts, but in fields before Grofheim are laid to rest the greatest warriors and kings of the Varl, where all who come and go from the great city may see them. All Varl consider it an honor and a duty to one day be buried in the graves of King's Barrow, where their bones become the stone of the Ball's March. And we're heading up past Two Spears. An unusual gap in the Varl's March mountain looks like two great spears at a gate. For decades it became a bloody corridor between the Varl forces and the Dredge to the north, until the second Varl king, Arnfinner, endeavored to build a sprawling fortress here, which would eventually become Grofheim, the royal capital. So we're either coming up through Vetterfell past Slid, or are we going to be coming all the way through here and Burra Pass? At Einar Toft, the first Varl king found himself unable to push further into the north, cut off by a vast gorge at the crook of the Wormscale Mountains. He had built a bridge of such massive construction that it takes nearly 3 days to cross on foot. As legend goes, the Varl only managed to build it by filling the gorge with the bodies of dredge and working atop them. So if we're going this way, it looks like it'll be a little bit longer. But either way, we're going to Grofheim, the last home of the Varl and the seat of their power, founded by Arnfinner, the second Varl king. Though the Varl have moved around a lot, most consider Grofheim their capital. The deeds of Varl are honored here, and all warriors of worth are buried at the foot of the Two Spears, where they are said to become part of the Varl's March itself. Alright. We'll look at other areas as we go there. We head north, then east, past the forts. Oh, okay. Grofheim's far from Strand. Going to be a long march. So we're taking the north road through Vetterfell. You should have drank last night, Luden. Why not take the ships to Skimmerstead? Skrimmerstead? What's the point of marching? Silverstone Bay is called that for a reason. It stays covered in ice all year. It would tear up the longships. Too bad, though. We could have shown you all the wonders of Skrimmerstead. A half-sunken city crawling with dredge, Prince. Dredge and glaciers. You like glaciers? Luden exhales through the nose, a poor disguise for his contempt. He turns and bats aside the tent flap as he goes, barking at his company in the distance. Don't poke the anthill, Wagner. He seems no happier to be here than you. Spend a few more days with the boy, old friend. You'll be looking for a tall cliff to hop off to. Luden's got a shorter wick than Hakon. Thanks, Wagner. Let's get moving. Another half day to Vetterfell if we're lucky. Alright. Camp is where you manage your caravan. During travel, you can enter camp at any time by clicking the camp button on the travel HUD. While at camp or in towns, you can upgrade your allies or equip items in the hero's tent. You can pass time by using the rest tent. Resting will improve the caravan's morale. A high morale will reduce casualties in war and affect your willpower in combat. Each passing days will use supplies, so only rest when necessary. The training tent will allow you to safely try out any characters in a mock battle. Click Leave at the bottom of the campsite when you're ready to go back to the road. I guess we're starting here then. Stats, promote ranks, and learn about abilities. Okay, so we've got Gunnulf, rank 1 Warhawk. This guy's a bit of a badass. Tempest, massive weight to sweep the weapon around himself. Rank 1, 2, rank 2, 3, rank 3, 4. Okay. Okay. Well, alright. Let's click on this. When Ubin became the Varl King's tax collector, he was given an entourage of bodyguards to help transport gold collected across Strand. Gunnulf is the only one from the original group still alive, and for good reason. 5 kills for Gunnulf. Let's promote him. Increase your item rank or build higher stats. Do I have any items? Sure. So promoted and we get 2 points that we can spend on things. His attack is already quite good. Let's give him another rank in Tempest. It hits so hard, standing adjacent, hitting a large target like a Varl or Dredge. Okay. So defense there. We should probably continue to focus on his offense. Maybe give him one of those there. So I guess I can't boost my rank in this. No, it's not letting me do it. Alright, and another point in attack. Why not? Okay, next is Ludin, rank 1 Spearmaster. He can't be promoted, doesn't have any points available. He's got Impale. Ooh, that's a cool looking attack. And he's got Embolden. Each kill the spearman makes encourages allies to fight harder, granting 1 willpower to the spearman and any adjacent allies. That's pretty sweet. Prince of Men, the next in line to become king of most of the continent. He's not well liked amongst either peers or rivals, mostly due to his highborn attitude. However, not many will claim that he isn't a smart, well-trained fighter or lacking courage. He currently finds himself somewhat against his will on a visit to the Varl capital in what his father hopes becomes a new era of rule by lineage. Hakon. Yeah, he's the fighter. The Legende. Sundering Impact. Heavy Impact. So he's got Heavy Impact as well. Maybe all Varl have it. Mogr. He's a Shield Master. We've had Shield Masters before. They're pretty good. Oh, that's different. Bring the Pain. Alright, cool. So Gunnulf is the only one that we can upgrade again. So I guess we will. Continue. Confirm. Nothing we can do with whatever that is. We get 2 more points. I guess we'll put another one here. Try and max that out. And, okay, so that automatically levels up when you promote him. Fair enough. And I'm not even really sure what this does, but he doesn't have any, and that's not great. So we'll give him some. Okay. We're done there. Rank 3111. That's the turn order. Oh, you can alter the turn order. Interesting. I'll have to think about that. Items. No items. Yeah. So we don't have any items yet. I think I get an item at one of the towns or something because of the, let's see, so how do I see my morale? Great morale. We've got great morale, so we don't really need to rest right now, because our morale's already great. That means that we can move on, but I'd like to try out the training tent first. Alright, test your party against a team of clansmen of equal power. Training fights never injure your allies or grant renown. They do let you test strategies in safety. Trainer will give hints about playing effectively and has something to say about each ability. I'm here to test out new characters as they join you. Alright, cool. Let's put him there, I think. And give it a shot. Don't get surrounded, keep them in front of you. Okay, I won't be able to attack from there. Hold on. Big sneeze there. Alright. I guess we may as well use some of that up. And hit this guy. Oh! Oh, he's got a counterattack because he's a shield fighter. Alright, Ludin. Let's get to it. You have to move first, obviously. Let's go there, and let's try out Impale. Boom! knockback. That's kind of useful. Okay. Let's see. I wonder if we can do flanking. Alrighty. Sundering impacts. Let's focus fire. Okay. Not bad. Let's give him a shot. I'm gonna come up here first, though. 70% to hit. Let's break down his shielding first. Wow. Not too shabby. Alright, we've turned the tide. Now is the time to use our badass abilities. Let's use Tempest. Shazam! Did I injure an ally? I may have. I'm not sure. Let's see, how many times can I use Impale? So I'd have to spend one of my points to do that. Let's give it a try. Alright, so that moves him over a bit, and he's bleeding when he moves, so that's something that we want to continue to happen. Let's come on over here. Try and surround them a little bit. And let's see here. Can we just attack him? Yes, but it's not going to be great. Ooh, defense. 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 Alright, let's keep trying to bring the pain, as it were. I keep taking damage every time. I wonder why that is. No, that's not what I want to do. And that's what I did anyway, even though I did not want to. Oh, you can attack for more than... Getting a little bit beat up on there. Alright, 3, 2... Let's just finish this. Oh, I meant to increase that. That was stupid. I apologize for my stupidity. That's done. Hey, I got the Shield Master. Whatever that means. Ooh, you deflected the hell out of that one. And we'll attack him. Ah, yeah. You got speared. So that was useful. Got to practice with some different characters. I think when we return, we are going to continue on our way along the caravan. And it will be a lot of fun. I'm already enjoying this a ton. So until the next time, all the best.